Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is, I'm sure, in the industry, what you guys do is if there's someone that they don't want to get sober because they're afraid their friends that are also not sober are going to not like them, those aren't your friends. They're wanting you to go down this unhealthy path with them. They don't want what's best for you. A friend wants what's best for you, whether it's, telling you the hard truth or, if you have to break away from these toxic friendships. And they're not even, that's the thing is friendships is used loosely because they don't care about you. It's the friends that when you're doing something different in your life to change and maybe, redevelop who you are, or you're starting a business, or you're doing something for yourself that's going to better you. And they're going to be, negative Nancy about it and find ways to push that back down and try to stifle that and cover that up for you and be like, are you sure you want to do that? Or they make you question yourself. That's not a friend. And if you start to see that in your friends, whether it be with your health journey, sobriety, whatever it is, that should be a huge red flag to you that these people don't want what's best for me. They don't love me. They want me to stay in the same pit that they are.
Right. And then they don't have to look at themselves. So they have, ulterior motive for you getting better is because then they're going to be forced to look at themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, that's a big part of the beginning of our program is identifying those toxic people because it's so confusing because people you think are your friends, once you get away from them and really look at it, you realize those weren't really your friends, but it kind of takes you removing from your environment and looking at different characteristics to even have that realization. And we have a lot of people in our world that when they come into treatment, they're like, this is the first time I actually have real friends that don't just want something from me or want the worst for me. Like literally nobody has anything to give each other here.
Well, it's like what you just said, Angie, reminds me of like, I always call it like the toxic relationship stuff, like we've all been there where you're dating this like shitty person and all your friends are like, oh my God, they're terrible. Why are you with them? And you're like, no, they're a good person because you're too far inside of it to see what the extra, like people on the outside see. Right. And then once you remove yourself, you break up with them and you get removed from that. And you're like, holy shit, what was wrong with me? Why was I ever with them? And then it actually, like once you step outside of that, you're able to see that. And you're like, I'm not going to make this mistake again. We get too ingrained in that group or those friends to actually see the damage that they're doing.
Yeah, well, and then you're going through the whole codependency thing and they're feeding that and you can't live without them and it does a number on you for sure.